Everyone, in today's video we are going to talk about another problem statement, a tough one, table search obstacle. Okay, so the problem statement is we have a set of values, around 9 values displayed here, in which it wants to find a certain number called 15. If it is able to find it, then we have to put true here. If we are not able to find it, we have to put false. So we have to take care of both the logics. Pause the video for a moment, think about the approach, how you want to solve this, and then take a look at the remaining video. Now let's get started. I'll go to my modules and I'll fire up my scan. So only two things is what we need in terms of capturing the elements. One will take the table and one will take this particular element. So our scan is loaded. I'll click on select on screen. I'll select the table and I'll select this. Not sure why this problem is mentioned in the hard section. It's not that complicated, pretty straightforward one. So I will just move this to my test cases section and we'll get started. Okay, so first and foremost thing is we have to find a certain cell value. Okay, so whenever we scan a table, we will get in this particular format, which will have rows and columns. Okay, now we have to find a certain column value. So what we'll do is we'll go click on the first row and we'll have this cell displayed here. Okay, now if you'll notice, you don't have headers and things like that. So what we'll do is we will just mention that we want to search for number 15 here. Okay, and we can put a constraint here. Okay, now what happens is if I put a constraint here and if I'm able to find this value, okay, then it is going to show me the row. Okay, now if I go back and if I want to scan this again, and if I click on this, so here you will see a property called visible is equal to true. So let me just rescan this and showcase it. So we are going to use that property directly to put the value in the result section because it needs either true or false. Okay, so our rescan is loading. Okay, I will go here. Okay, and here if you see we are getting ID and tag. Now we will just try to fetch one value. Okay, it is not coming in this particular way, so I can click on this and I can increase the filter. Okay, now let's take a look at the value. Okay, so if you take a look at either of these values, you will see a property called visible. So you see here visible is equal to true, and if it is not there, then obviously visible is equal to false. So we are going to use that. I am going to click on no because we don't want to save anything from there. We have already scanned this. Okay, so I'll go back to my test cases. As long as I put the constraint, it should be able to fetch the row value if it exists. Okay, now here what we'll do is we will pass a buffer. Okay, because we want to capture if it is true or false. Okay, so I can use exist here and I can pass a buffer, let's say result. Okay, and I can easily pass this into the result section. Okay, now there are several ways to solve a automation problem. So if you want to maybe count the number of rows, columns and iterate through each of those, you can do that way as well and put a conditional logic around that. But when you have certainty that a number is appearing only once and we do not have a duplicate instance, then you can just put that constraint and it is going to be able to iterate through it by default. So it is going to search for this and put a filter, so it can be very easily solved. Now we have created the solution, but let's see if it actually works or not. Okay, so it is going to work in both the conditions. If 15 is not there, it is not finding, it is going to buffer the value false and it is going to put that in the table contains 15 section. and we'll see when 15 is appearing, because in this particular page it is not appearing. So let me try again and we'll see. So it printed false. Now still 15 is not coming, so I'll click on try again. We'll see an instance in which 15 is there. Okay, still 15 is not appearing. Just okay, now we got 15 here. We'll run this again and we'll see if it is working or not. So whenever you're working with the table, it's very easy to put a constraint and search for a certain value, or if you want to navigate. So see, it is working both in case of true and false, and that solves our automation problem. Okay. Ideally, this should not be in part of the hard section, but that's how they have placed it here. Thank you very much for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye bye.